Hello everyone, I'm Yoshiki Kami, President of Boss, talking from Japan. Hi Matt.
Hi Yoshi-san. Yeah, my name's Matt. I'm the European Product Manager for Boss, and this is Talk with Boss, a weekly live stream dedicated to discussing some of the big topics regarding the Boss brand. Yoshi-san, do you want to introduce today's theme?
Yes, we are going to talk about Compact Pedal X series.
Yes, so for those of you new to the brand or unfamiliar with X series, we have 5 in the current range for guitar and bass: OD1X, DS1X, BB1X, CP1X, and BC1X. So OD1X and DS1X were released back in 2014 with the tagline "Special Edition Boss Pedal with Premium Tone." Yoshi-san, do you want to talk about how they first came about? And this was when you came back as Boss President, right?
Yes, I came back to Boss in 2013, and I traveled a lot of places, Europe, US, and Japan, and visited a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, we met at the time. That's the first time, right?
It was the first time. I have a great picture of us standing outside my old store, which was GAK in Brighton, and yeah, this was your first time visiting the UK as the Boss President, and we discussed many things.
Yes. With a bunch of other guys, right?
yeah. I remember writing a big report. Jay Dorr, who was the kind of showing you around, said, "Oh, you need to write some things for Yoshi Ikegami." So I wrote a big report about kind of Boss and my feeling on Boss, and I guess that helped the idea of X series, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching Boss from the outside of Boss for some years. I worked for production, so at that time, Boss released the DA2 adaptive distortion, this one. And I tried this, and this is really nice distortion. The technology is super hot, but this is so much kind of like a, how to say, straight head thinking, something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Engineer made something very good product, but this couldn't appeal the capability of sound. And also at the same time, Boss released the Terra Echo and also MO2, and here is advertisement at that time.
Yes, I remember.
Only this copy says, "Oh, powered by incredible new multi-dimensional processing technology from Boss." Didn't mention about the sound, and also, so this is not enough to getting attention about a new product.
Yeah,
I was thinking
kind of marketing was starting to change, and the mindset of a guitar player was also changing very much. And as you say, this was the first set of products with MDP or multi-dimensional processing. So it kind of was trying to appeal more to technology, engineers thinking, rather than guitar player, the kind of sound.
Yes. So MDP has a very huge possibility, but just engineering thinking, that is just dividing a frequency range and processing independently to the divided frequency.
Yes.
But customer doesn't care about that processing. But the sound, that is the most important thing, right?
Yeah, it's the sound and the feeling. Most people do not understand and there are a lot of people that do, but many guitar players just plug in and kind of feel and get the sound. So just saying it has new technology is almost, like you say, no real meaning.
Yes.
So we have to
some very good Boss fan purchased DA2 and they know this is a really nice pedal.
Yes.
But the other guys, they don't care. They don't grab this pedal and never connect the guitar. So such kind of marketing is very much important at that timing.
Yeah, and I remember saying to you on your visit, I'm long time Boss fan, but Boss had started to kind of maybe not move forward in terms of the kind of products. In the marketing, the technology was always evolving, but the kind of imagination of the customer, we weren't really capturing that.
So all the good days, every day a new technology comes, right? So engineer's idea is solving today's problem, and they provided a new kind of benefit for all customers. But today, technology is not so much changed. So packaging is very important.
Yes.
Like an iPhone or something.
Yeah. So I think there's many other elements that come into it, and I guess we should talk a little bit and just explain a little bit about MDP. So multi-dimensional processing allows us to alter many different parameters at once. With an analog pedal, a drive will adjust the gain and level the volume, but actually MDP takes the fundamental core sound, but can adjust many different parameters at the same time, right?
Yes. So from the engineers thinking, they think how to, create like an analog model. So it's still like a modeling analog pedal. But what is the advantage of digital? Digital can control tons of parameters at the same time.
Yes.
It's impossible for analog pedal. They have volume, maybe double or triple potentiometer is possible, but still they have a limitation. But digital doesn't have any limitation. We can control a lot of parameters at the same time.
Yes, and before we go on to the kind of the X series and the distortion with DA2, the first distortion with MDP meant that guitar players usually, if they play kind of lead, they tune their distortion one way, but when they play chords, it sounds totally different. Or, heavy guitar player plays big chords, but solos kind of lack the punch.
Yeah.
Because
so there is some special technique to play with distortion. It's not special for guitarists, but don't play whole chord,
Yes.
But that is an analog limitation. So you can only play like a power chord or solo on high note. But digital MDP can provide a totally different experience.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can play chord. Still, you can hear original sound.
Yes. I think the great thing about MDP is the fundamental, that core sound is always running through the pedal. But it's all the overtones and harmonics that change as you move around the guitar, as your frequency changes, and that's what makes the X series with MDP great for kind of 7 strings, 8 strings as well.
So
because
when we released the MDP DS1X, I called that translucent distortion. That's kind of like weird, but actually you can hear original sound in distortion sound.
Yes, and it helps, I think, maintain clarity even with the highest gain. The sound is very, very punchy. It really cuts through. And I think just touching on the other pedals at that time, TE2, for example, has some kind of crazy, special delay effects that are responsive depending on how you play, and also pick attack and frequency range. All of that can be realized with MDP.
Yeah, I believe TE2 and MO2, they are still very much useful and gives some very unique sound.
Yes.
But how to appeal such a sound is much important. How to get the attention of the sound. So there are a lot of pedals, boutiques, mod, small companies. So trying every pedal is impossible.
Yeah, I think maybe the thing was as well at the time with DA2 and MO2 and TE2 was that almost it was kind of too far ahead. We were not telling the sound, but the technology side was also really important.
Yeah, so if we can return to talk about OD1X and DS1X.
Yeah, so
naming or, that's kind of marketing things.
Yeah, so basically, as I said, we have the kind of 5 in the range, but the first one was OD1X and DS1X.
Yes.
So it was kind of a big decision at the time. What was the kind of idea behind the naming?
Yeah, so after my travel, we had a big meeting in Japan, right? We called that Boss Summit.
Yes.
And I introduced my idea. I wanted to show something big change as soon as possible, but making a new product requires time. So we had a meeting on September or October, right? And I wanted to show new product at WinterNow 2014. So I presented the OD1 and DS1 revival plan.
Right, okay.
But most of the guys said, oh, please stop use OD1 name. So that is digital. Sound is totally different. So everybody seemed like a very much conservative guys,
Yeah.
So at that time, we decided to use Breakthrough as our copy.
Right, yes.
Before making breakthrough on product, we have to break through ourselves.
Yeah, the kind of concept and new ideas and almost not forgetting our legacy, but moving forward.
Yes.
With our product.
So our legacy and history is a huge asset. Of course, I respect that's a long time history. But keeping a good history and making breakthrough, that is most important to me.
Yeah, and I guess at the time, we were saying that DA2, maybe adaptive distortion, is not so much meaning to a guitar player, but OD1X, a DS1, kind of captures a special feeling with guitar players.
Yes.
Because it's kind of legendary status, right?
Yeah,
and also the kind.
At that time, I presented the OD1 and DS1X idea, and also probably we had most of Waza story, but it took time to make a new product from zero, and also we had to test all the BBD stuff. So first step was showing OD1X and DS1X at WinterNam, and the SummerNam showing Waza pedals. That was first plan.
I remember. It's kind of an exciting time for me. I remember when OD1X came out very quickly after your first visit, because DA2 was only a product maybe for 1 year or something, and then straight away these kind of two new pedals, and we should probably talk about, you know, say OD1X, the kind of character of the distortion, because it's not analog, is it? It's obviously all digital. What was the thought behind the circuit design for those pedals?
Circuit design is almost same to DA2, not so much different. Only programming is different.
Yeah.
And also I asked my engineers to control a lot of parameters at the same time. It's not easy, but
yeah,
digital has such a possibility. I wanted to show, anyway, new kind of sound.
Yeah.
I don't care analog digital, but our big asset is digital technology. And I wanted to show such a possibility to the market.
Yeah, I guess many guitar players are used to, have had 30, 40 years of analog distortion. So this sort of idea and concept is very new. But like you say, I guess the idea in terms of how the kind of the knobs were tuned, how the controls were tuned, because you can alter many things at once, right? There's no, like you say, no limitation.
Yes, but controlling a lot of parameters requires good sound sense. Without good sense, it's just kind of like, you know, totally weird sound.
Yeah, I think it's all optimized inside. You know, if you take an analog pedal, if you change the drive, you have to change the EQ. But changing the EQ, maybe something else on your amp or guitar has to change.
Yes.
So
engineers think if they control a lot of parameters, they will put a lot of knobs on the panel. But we have limited place on the pedal, so we cannot put on a lot of knobs. So software is solving that kind of problem.
Yeah, and I think that allows us to, maybe as you change the gain, something else will change. And I think, as always, you know, we say, you know, there's a great sound straight out the box, everything at 12 o'clock. But X series, especially OD1X, DS1X, very every setting has a kind of sweet spot. It is changing the sound parameters
sweet spot.
Yeah. So, and I guess that kind of thing is impossible with analog, right?
Totally.
Impossible to make a circuit board that would work.
Maybe if you make that kind of stuff by analog, that would be your room or your bed. Actually, I gotta say, impossible.
Yeah, I think, and that's just such a great, unique thing for us, is being able to do that. And I would say to anyone out there who hasn't tried one yet, hopefully a few of these things are making you try and go out and try something with MDP, because you'll definitely notice the difference. So one thing we should probably ask is, many people watching probably always take the back off, right? Many people always want to know the circuit board. But how many of you have seen the circuit board for X series? I think there's an interesting story, right?
Yes. So as I said, breakthrough. So engineers always, you know, think I cannot change this, like a knob or screws, you know. But making breakthrough, I suggested to my engineers, why you don't use different colors PCB? Usually we are using a green one.
Yeah.
But this one uses yellow. OD1X
cool.
yellow.
Yeah.
DS1X red. Unfortunately, we didn't have orange. And
it's
also,
close enough.
yeah, this is CP1X. This has blue one.
Yeah.
So this is small thing, but you know, engineers really happy. Oh, can I use such kind of different colors? Usually,
Yeah.
you know, as think about efficiency, don't use different one.
Yeah.
You know, color doesn't change the sound or something. But
Yeah.
Important thing is, you know, we are providing fun to customers. So
Yes.
I said, engineers, why you don't enjoy your job? If you cannot enjoy your job, how we can provide fun to our customers?
Yeah.
That kind of philosophy change is very much important at that time.
Yeah, I think it was a big mind shift, not only for the engineers, but also the boss staff globally. That, you know, that breakthrough, loving the product, and that comes through to the customer, right?
So we are all, you know, kind of nerd, right?
Yeah,
so
of course, yeah.
The engineers designing a product with care of details and also love and pride. That's very much important.
Yeah, I think you know, the engineers really love what they do, and I think that comes across in the design of the product and the way it works. And like you say, it was the little details as well. Things like the silver screw on the X series, kind of a little bit of the legacy idea, but also modern, you know, kind of a, you know, new thinking and new products as well. But yeah, I think it's great, you know, the product design of X series, and also not just MDP, not just for distortion, but compression and for bass players as well.
Yeah, MDP works very much well for low-end frequency. So this is very good technology for bass.
Yeah, so, you know, I think again that fundamental core tone for a bass player, especially with bass driver, means that you can get distortion, drive sounds, but also you've got the
clean tone,
direct. Yeah, exactly. So I hope all of that was really interesting, gave you a good insight into the X series and into MDP. I think hopefully everyone can go out there and sort of, if you haven't tried an MDP pedal, you know, please go and try one. Let us know what your experience is like, and if you've got one, let us know in the comments as well. And that's everything we have for X series today. As I said, please leave your comments below. We'll be back next week on the 5th of August, 7:30 UK time, 11:30 p.m. LA time, and 4:30 Japan time. And Yoshi-san, do you want to introduce the theme for next week?
Yeah, today we are talking about Audio X DS1X, and talking about such kind of story. I reminded a lot of story of Waza, so we should talk about Waza again, much deeper.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm sure many people out there have a lot of questions about Waza, because always people asking what is Waza, and kind of deeper story and understanding from the engineers. So after this video, we'll post an announcement on the Boss Facebook page. Please leave all your comments in there, and we'll answer as many questions as we can next week. Until then, have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. See you soon.